Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's Carmen with Crafting with Carm. I hope everyone is having a great Valentine's Day. I spent mine crafting and watching movies on TV with my fireplace going because my men in my life like to keep me warm. I threw on my Valentine's Day scarf for tonight's little episode. It's my I Heart Mustaches, but it comes out every Valentine's Day. The kids gave it to me a while back. I hope you're enjoying this cold and get to stay in and craft a little bit. It is almost time to get started. I'm going to set up my programs here so we can get ready to go. Hopefully I've got my little notification here that I'm going live. Oh, I forgot to turn down my phone here, voice, so hopefully we don't have any feedback going on. So give me just a second. It's almost 7 o'clock and we'll get started. I see somebody's watching. Let's see. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. My name is Carmen with Crafting with Carm, and we're going to get started tonight. Let me switch to my hands here. We're going to get started tonight, and I'll tell you what the inspiration for my card class was this month. So I recently did a whole Saturday event, and we did 3 cards. Well, actually, we only did 2 cards. We did cards which started with 3x4 pieces of designer series paper. Now, if you know that our designer series paper are 12 by 12, and if we have 3x4, that means you can get 12 pieces out of each 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, because you can do 3 across and 4 down, or however you cut it. But so I would encourage you, if you can bear to cut up your designer series paper, you could cut 1 sheet out of the 2 into 3x4 pieces. And I'll show you some things you can do with those tonight. So this actually is a 3x4 piece, and this is where it all started. That you cut at 1 1/4 inches. Let me see if you can see this side, and split it. So as long as you have, there you go, split it. So as long as you have something that covers it, it looks like you have a bigger piece of designer series paper. So they were discussing in the class that I went on how to do this, except I wasn't listening very well because it was supposed to be, and she was telling us both ways, but the card she really designed was supposed to do this. So this is still a 3x4 piece of paper, but you cut it at 1 inch by 4. So you've got 3 1-inch pieces. So here's 2 ways to take that 3x4 piece and turn it into a card. Well, you can also take your 3x4 piece and just use it on the card, because sometimes you don't want to cut our designer series paper. It's so pretty. So this ended up being, except I didn't do the Euro Classic, I ended up doing this. So this ended up being my card class. Well, while I was dreaming up this card class, Shelly, our CEO of Stampin' Up, put a thing on Facebook this week that I encourage you to watch. It was her Tuesday thing, where you can take our Memories and More pack, which uses 3x4 Memories and More, and well, the cards end up being 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then there's a bigger one that ends up being double that, so that would be 6 1/2 by 8 1/2 maybe when they're done. I'm not sure. I didn't have them to figure it out, and I didn't have them. But anyway, she started out with all 3x4 pieces and showed you how you could cut, just diagonal here, how you could cut these and then use them on the Memories and More cards. Well, there's no reason why you can't use them on normal cards too. So there are all these designs out there on Shelly's Facebook page, how you can split a 3x4 piece into 2 pieces and 2x3. So all of these ways you could do your 3x4 piece. And then you could use them to build different cards. And let me show you here with this one. So this is a one, you drop down one and come up one. And if you do that, you could do something like this. So here was a start of a 3x4 piece. And this is our regular cardstock size. But if you wanted to spread it out just a little bit, how cute would it be to put words right down in the middle of them, and then you could put a little embellishment right here. So easy way. See, it started out with a 3x4. Now if you want to get a little tricky, you can cut two pieces, and remember to cut them opposite. I had to try this twice. You could take two pieces, and because you can't just flip it on this one, you have to cut two pieces. So do I have the other one? Yeah. So this is the top and bottom of the other. Cut two pieces and cut them opposite. So then you could layer on a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece. And you could put it together. Didn't cut that quite right. And I wouldn't put this card combination together, but it was a great contrast so you could see that. And then you could put your embellishment on there also, and it's a way to show off two pieces of designer series paper. So there's all sorts of different ways to use a 3x4 piece in your card making. And like I said, you get 12 pieces. So let's talk a little bit about the cards we're going to do for class. And I just got the card on the floor. Hold on. So this card, you could cut it or you could not cut it, but this is the cute little strawberry set that you can order with a punch. So because Stampin' Up! Doesn't let us sell kits that are stamped, I can send you this and the other 3 cards in the mail for a fee. Or if you live in Greenville, I could drop them off, but you would have to provide your own stamping. So if you could see, I can send you the cutout for the strawberry, but you would either have to just do the plain strawberry with not the stamp on it, or you could hand draw in some details on your strawberry to make your card. But it would be your choice if you cut this apart or just left it solid. And then this is another piece from that great paper. And something else, since today is Valentine's Day, if you all run out tomorrow and pick up the discounted heart chocolate, anything with the heart shape, you can take the punch and make strawberry candies. Can you see that? Yeah. So I just glue dotted that on. So anything round or the heart shape would make a great strawberry. So you could put these in a little basket for a coworker or something. These happen to be dark chocolate. These were the ones I found. But I'm sure with Valentine's being today, you can get some discounted candy tomorrow. So the other thing I was going to show you is, so on this one, this cute snail actually comes on the designer series paper. So there is absolutely no stamping, well, except for the dots in the background. Oh, which is something else I wanted to show you. There is no stamping on this card. So this guy and this is all designer series paper. You just cut it out. The dies come with the kit. There are 14 of these little snails on here, but I didn't let the other ones go to waste. I cut those out. I hand cut those out. I'll put those on the insides or do something. But the die perfectly cuts this little guy out. And he's so cute. And then the hello, I cut a hello. So the die actually will cut these out. So when you're putting your card together, depending on what side your word bubble is on, so this one is on that side, but if it was on that side, I'd move my circle to the other side so my snail could be, well then my snail, well the snail's going to have to, I don't know. This would have to talk, I don't know, you might have to move it around a bit. So it would be, but it worked best that way. So cute little card. So this little guy right here, it is not even a real Stampin' Up! Stamp. You know where I got that? By the way, I think this would be cute to stamp on your envelopes. This was the center. Ooh, that stuck real well. Must put that on backwards. This was the center of this. It's not even supposed to be a stamp. It was the throwaway piece, but it made a great little polka dot. So I made a cute little polka dot on the back of my card. So sometimes don't throw away your pieces. You could also use the hello or the heart or the word bubble. They would all be great backgrounds. Just randomly stamp on there. So that would be the second card I could send you in the mail. Now I wouldn't be able to stamp this, but all the other pieces you could get in the mail. And then the last one, this is where my inspiration was. I did not have this die cut, the gray one that's in the background. It came from the Hippo set that I didn't have, so I just substituted the triangle-ish labels here. So if you can see, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see on your camera, but see that one? Okay, so there was this demonstrator that demonstrated something on, or showed us something on Facebook, I think, and I forgot to get her name down, so whoever it was, thank you, this is a great idea. So look at the detail on this one. Can you see the difference? Yeah, you can. So all you have to do is, once you have, these are the Tasteful label dies. I love these, they're great. So all you have to do is when you've run it through the Big Shot, so this is my front side, and I'm going to pop it back in there, okay? Then you take our Take the Pick tool, which comes in this little guy on this end will, oh, well, I unscrewed it, so now the lid's not going to come off. There we go. This little guy will pick up little pieces. It'll pick up your paper. And then this end twists off, and you've got a stylus, 2 different sizes. Not sure which stylus I'm going to use here. And then also we'll put in the poker tool or the spatula tool. And all of these are great tools when you're crafting, and they're all in one little spot. So I'm going to lock that in, and then I'm just going to take my stylus and rub it around the inside of the die, and you'll find that groove as you're doing it. Just keep it along the edge. This is the fat one I'm doing right now. And this might work better if you had it on a cushion, which I have next to me, but it works just fine. So our Pierce mat might work better under there. So I'm just going to trace that around, and I'm going to go around a couple times. And then you get that pretty raised detail. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know who's shared that again, but I am in love with that detail. It just adds so much, and it was so easy to do. It took me seconds. So that's what I was going to show you tonight. Keep it short and sweet. Everybody's got to get back to their Valentine's Day. Or if you're me, I'm going to get back to the movie I'm watching here and probably craft a little bit. So if you'd like, I have a few extra kits in the mail, or I have a few extra kits. So if you'd like to have me drop one off if you live in Greenville, or have me send you one, reach out to me and we'll make arrangements to make that happen. On this one, you would have to provide your own stamp, just any words, and then I did do a background on this one. I did the bricks. I'm not entirely sure I'm in love with the bricks, but that's what I used. So if you had an embossing folder, or you could just stamp a background with a random flower or something. But this paper right here, I wanted to remind you, oh, and so is the strawberry paper. This paper right here, I wanted to remind you, is celebration paper. You can get it free when you spend $50. And that ends at the end of February, so you don't have much time. So I hope you have a great evening, and happy stamping. Let me go back. Have a happy evening. Happy stamping. Till next week. This is Carmen with Crafting with Carm.